All right, chat. Here I have a beautiful cast today. We have on the top right, we have top left, we have Abigail Mac and her mans, Zach. I accidentally called him Josh once, and I still feel really bad. I'm so sorry. His name is Zach. Above me, we have the beautiful Charlotte Stokely. She's a fabulous lady. Love her. And then we have a returning guest, Hime Marie, with a mysterious... Oh! Kyle Mason?
Yes, Kyle Mason. He can't hear you right now, but I'm going to, we're gonna take care of that.
Kyle Mason!
Like you want me to, join right now?
Get in there, Kyle.
If you don't mind.
Sure.
No, you don't have to right now. If you want to do something first, you can totally.
I said I need, a few minutes.
Okay, sorry.
Aww.
Okay. All right, just let me know when you're ready.
So adorable. I'm curious. I do believe Abigail Mac told me that she's been with her man for 10 years.
Almost 14.
Whoa. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This,
Wow.
This end of summer will be 14 years.
This summer, August-ish.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, how did you guys meet?
Do you want to take this? You and me too.
Yeah, we both ended up moving to the same town in Oregon after high school. She moved there from Montana. I moved there from the Washington, D.C. area. And we ended up waiting tables together. And she threw a lot of parties at her apartment. And actually, one of the other girls that we worked with invited me to one of those parties. And we ended up just playing quarters together all night and talking shit and having a good time.
I told her to invite, by the way. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. So I was invited. I went. We played quarters, had a great time. And then started hanging out from there. Started going to the farmer's market together.
Oh. That sounds nice.
And then we moved to LA and got into porn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Years later.
Yeah. So we've known each other since before the industry. So I guess that's maybe a little bit different.
Yeah. I mean, was it always kind of like an idea you guys had? Did you whose idea was it to be like, let's do some dirty things on camera and sell it?
Waiting tables, going to school kind of on and off, not really loving anything. I got to a point where I'm like, God, I hate waiting tables. I don't really like what I'm doing. I'm not finding school very interesting. So I went onto Craigslist and I found this girl's ad who was doing cam shows. And she was looking for a girl to do cam shows with her. And so I met her at a bar and she's like, yeah, all we have to do is be on webcam together and do some girly stuff. And that's how I make my money, which I had never heard of. I was 19, 20 at the time, 21.
Yeah, around there.
And so I started doing webcam shows with this girl. And she kind of got me into that whole world. And it kind of just went from there. So I did webcamming first, quit my job, waiting tables. And then she had told me about an agency down in LA. And then she had shot for Twisties as well. And she's like, oh, you should shoot for this company. It's really beautiful. You can do solo or just girl on girl. Because when I came into the industry, I only wanted to do solo and girl on girl. And then I came down and we're kind of going back and forth between Oregon and California. And we decided, hey, let's move to California and do porn.
Yeah, I think it just kind of evolved one step at a time. Before that, she worked at an adult store.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we were aware of the adult industry, but didn't know anything about. I had never heard of webcamming until she met up with that girl in Portland that did it.
Thanks, Craigslist.
Yeah.
How did you feel? Was it exciting for you knowing that all these guys were seeing your girl and just lusting for her? Did it excite you? Did you ever experience a time of adjustment to it?
I think we kind of just took things step by step together, and neither one of us were really sure. So my thing always was I just wanted her to be comfortable and feel like it was a positive experience. And the nice thing was that we were both working full time, and while she was doing this, I was working at a pretty nice Italian restaurant and making decent money by myself. So there was never really any pressure for anything. It was always do it, try it. If you like it, awesome. If you don't, it's no big thing.
That sounds like the dream, like, sequence of events. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really light. It was really
nice.
mellow. And that's why we were able to just take things so slow and just kind of slowly explore things and dig around and see how we liked everything.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte, you have a man.
I do.
Is he working today?
He was, but now he's on his way home. See, I didn't know. I knew we were going to talk about relationships and porn, but I didn't know we were bringing our sweeties on. So this empty chair right here will soon be filled with a man in about 30 minutes.
Ooh, excellent.
Out of the shower.
Cool. Yay, that's exciting. For those of you...
I have a man.
Yeah.
I was single for 8 years, and then I just... One day, my friends were like, you need more intimacy in your life. And I was like, no, I don't. I'm happy. And then, like, the Beyonce album came out, and I was like, I'm feeling things. I need a man. So
8 years.
So then I, like, wrote down this list of, like, what my expectations were in our relationship. Like, I wanted someone that was non-judgmental of my porn career. I wanted someone that, you know, wasn't judgeful and wanted to get to know me past, present, and future and all these things like that, and had similar interests in science and metaphysics. And then literally 2 days later, I manifested him. I met him at a Save the Bees convention, which is so adorable, right?
Oh my god, yay.
Bees are amazing. But so yeah, I have a boyfriend, and our 2-year anniversary is in just a couple weeks.
Oh, damn. I feel like...
I live with a boy. Ugh.
God, I mean, going from 8 years single to living with somebody, like, how was that? Was, like, I mean, most of your beginning of your relationship has been in Corona lockdown, so has that been kind of strange?
Well, the first year wasn't Corona, and the second year of our relationship was lockdown, because lockdown started almost exactly 2 months before our first 1 year. So our first anniversary, you know, was at home. But this year, we're gonna do something real cool. I don't want to say exactly what I'm doing because I just announced the date, and I don't want a bunch of fans to be like, "Hey, we heard you were gonna be here." But yeah, we're leaving the continent. We're going somewhere. It's gonna be great.
Fun! That sounds so nice.
Lockdown was amazing for our relationship because when we couldn't go outside, we decided to go inside. And you know when you have like really important conversations with someone and sometimes they last all night and then you're like, we should finish this tomorrow, but then you have to go to work. The pandemic was great because we didn't have to go to work. So we were able to just like peel all the layers of the onion and like really get to know each other from the ground up, and we just bonded so much more being locked in the house together.
Man, while some people are getting their relationships completely torn apart, you're flourishing. That's awesome. That's good. That's good.
I'm not happy about the first part, but here's the thing: is like you don't want to be with someone that doesn't want to be with you. So if you're having some issues, then you should probably split. Yeah.
I mean, so 8 years being single, did you try to like make relationships work in that time, or were you just like, I love to do whatever I want, like no one to hold me down, not just full send wherever you want to go when you want to go? Was it difficult?
I think I like dated some people here and there. Like I dated this girl, like unofficially dated for 2 or 3 years. She was also in the industry. So like I dated here and there, but I think the biggest adjustment for me was living with someone, because I lived alone for 8 years. Like this was my space, my mess, my everything. And when he moved in, he brought an old English bulldog that likes to slobber on everything.
He's so cute though.
I know, but like he slobbers a lot. So I not only had to adjust living with a man from like the backwoods of Virginia who has no OCD like I do with cleanliness, and his dog. So I don't know, I feel like I'm still adjusting a little bit to that. But I love them both very much.
Hime and Kyle Mason, some good friends of mine. God, I mean, it's been a million years.
In the back now.
You're like, actually.
Yeah. It's okay. Oh. She heard something.
No, did she overhear the dog conversation?
Maybe
Is getting offended?
Maybe she did.
She's like, what the fuck are you trying to say?
Want to be part of group.
Anyway, sorry.
You guys have been together for, it feels like 3.5 years.
About 3.
I think 3 this summer.
Yeah. Kyle is a very good influence in my life that I actually really needed. Because even though I was like a lot more of a fun, wild girl, definitely a bit too much of a party girl at times. But Kyle really helped me.
Which is weird because I was a wild partier too, and she tamed me down. So somehow we both did that to each other.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah.
It is cute.
Yeah. When I met you, I feel like you're just like, let's check it all out. Let's go. Like, I want to experience it all. And then
oh yeah.
Now I see you doing your own thing and in control of your own stuff, and mostly, and it seems like you're doing really good.
Thank you. Absolutely. I'm doing my best here. The story on how we met, though, is kind of interesting.
Oh, yes, please.
I believe we've told you before, but just to reiterate it, it was actually my very first scene ever was with him.
Oh.
And yeah.
But we didn't start dating then.
No, we didn't start dating
then. Not at all.
But we really hit it off that first scene.
Mm-hmm. And it was like, I don't know, 2 years later or something, we started dating.
Yeah. Yeah. Cute little story.
Wow.
Really cute.
Were you guys playing stepbrothers and sisters?
The first time, no, thankfully.
Oh, yeah.
I was just the hot friend.
The sister's friend.
But
of course, another classic.
Now,
yeah.
He has been my stepbrother like probably 11 times.
Oh my God.
So.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, we can't even count it. Like, it's been a lot.
What is the reality of what your relationships look like? And how is it different from, like, the porn, like, facade?
So, the first thing that comes to my mind about this is, like, people always get asked, like, oh, how do you deal with that? That must be, like, so stressful, as if it's, like, this big, like, burden that, like, you're just constantly, it sucks and it's awful, but we just have to deal with it. But, like, that isn't really at all how it feels to me. Maybe some people. But, like, it just is, like, not a thing. Like, the thing that it's not something we deal with. It just, like...
Yeah, or the question, how do you not get jealous about your partner? They always use the word sleeping with someone else. It's like, they're not sleeping with someone else. They're working. Yeah. There's a huge difference. And I don't know. The answer I always give them is, well, I want him to have the best time on set whenever he wants me to have the best time ever. And we talk about it at the end of the day when we go out to dinner, and that's our time, So.
What's more real than that,
Yeah.
How about you, Miss Abigail?
Like what Hime and Kyle said, like, oh, you guys want each other to have the best time. And I was actually just on set and in Las Vegas, and Zach had texted me. He's like, oh, did you bring your vibrator with you? You should use your vibrator in the scene so you can try to get off. Like, so you could try to have an orgasm in your scene, because I want you to have the best time. Like, it is very the same way where it's, we don't want to do performance where we don't want to be there, where we're not having a good time, we're not having fun. So I know that he always wants me to just have pleasure. Like, were you able to have an orgasm? Was it good? Did you have fun? Like, another thing about the jealousy thing, I think a lot of people have a hard time realizing that not everybody has the same mindset that they do. And so a lot of people experience jealousy, they experience insecurities in different ways, when not every couple is like that. We don't feel that sleeping with other people is wrong or something that we think is taking away from our relationship, but it's just adding to our relationship. So jealousy just isn't a thing for us. Do you want to add?
Yeah, I think that a lot of what people think may be the reality in someone's relationship stems from just their own relationship to sexuality and how it's been taught to them or how they've always perceived it, as if one person experiencing pleasure away from another subtracts from a relationship instead of being additive, when in reality, two people that are individually the most satisfied can be the happiest together. And then for exploration, like for example, part of the reason that she wanted to get involved in the industry in the first place is because she had a lot of bisexual curiosity, and there wasn't a lot of safe, comfortable ways to really explore that. And we've really found that doing that. And then as the industry has evolved and we evolved into shooting our own content, we've really found that shooting threesomes together is actually the thing that we both enjoy the most. So it's just continued to open up more layers of communication and honesty. I think people put a lot of emphasis on the sex portion that aren't familiar with it. And I think that's because the realities that they deal with in their life outside of the industry is if somebody has sex with somebody else in a relationship that they've experienced, it's usually cheating. And it's not usually the sex that hurts people so much, it's the dishonesty. So what we've been able to find is that we've been able to be the most open and honest with each other that we can possibly be. And that's just made things way better than any other relationship that I've ever had.
That's beautiful. That's fucking beautiful.
Very well put.
Why limit your happiness because you want to be someone's only thing and they can't leave your little, space and bubble? Like, it's... I think Abigail, you once told me that you enjoy watching women with Zach.
Yeah. So for me, and exploring things together, it really has opened up a lot of different things that I enjoy and what I actually get pleasure from. And so like watching him fuck another person, like just being there, like really turns me on. Like I like to see that. And I also like to watch the woman like feeling good and getting pleasure from him. And that is just something, like, I've always been very voyeuristic. I've always liked to watch other people having sex. So it's really just taught me so much about my own sexuality by being open-minded to it. And just learned a lot by not listening to what society has told you relationships are supposed to be, because that's kind of what people think is either religion, their parents, their friends that they're around, or what you see in media is what you think a relationship should be, when it's all really propaganda.
I want to touch on something Zach said.
Oh yeah, go for it.
About this pertains to the jealousy thing, how people are there. What he said was people's relationship with sex and the importance that it means to them. And I would like to add to that, it also has a lot to do with your relationship with yourself. I've noticed with reading books and research and personal experience that a lot of times jealousy has to do with yourself. And just to kind of like step back and sit and think for a minute, what exactly is the thing I'm jealous about? And does it have anything to do with them? Is it a past relationship maybe? Or is it something to do with myself and maybe my self-esteem or something? So I kind of wanted to add to that, if I may. I just did. Well,
yay! Have you ever felt jealous? Now that, I mean, after 8 years of not being committed, now that you have a relationship, do you ever feel like little pings of jealousy?
Not really. I guess I want to say I'm lucky, but I also want to say I have strong boundaries. Boundaries are very important to me, and I established that in the beginning of our relationship. I said, all I want is honesty and healthy boundaries. Whatever else you want to do, you do it. It's your life, but we need to communicate, and that's very important to me. And don't fucking lie to me, you know, because I can handle the truth. I can't handle a lie, because then that's disrespecting me, and then that makes me feel like you don't value me as a person and you don't value our relationship. So that's my number one rule. My only rule.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I mean,
what? So no, I don't get jealous, because here's the thing that happens: is Will comes home from work. I mean, obviously I work too. He comes home from work, and he's so happy to see me. We talk about the highs and lows of our day. When either one of us gets home from set, what was the best part of set today? What was the worst part of set today? And you know, we don't tweet all the bad things, but we'll talk privately. We're like, oh my god, so this happened, right? And I'm like, oh, and because we're both in porn, like I can relate, and I'm like, oh man, right? Seriously, what are they thinking? And so that's a really fun way for us to connect in our relationship. Is just, first of all, is just being able to vent about our day together and understand like where each other's coming from. But when he comes home, he's not like, dude, best cum ever. Like, I came so much. This was amazing. Like, he's not like high five, right? You know? But on the other hand is like, we do high five. He'll be like, man, all right, so I worked with this girl today. She's brand new, but she went into the positions I put her in. She listened to what I said. We were able to do it in one shot. It was great. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. It's also great because that means he comes home sooner, right?
True.
But no, I don't get jealous. Like, I'll say like, oh, I think that girl's really hot. And he'll be like, you want to fuck her? Call her over. Shoot some content, you know? And like we speak freely, and there's just never any guesswork or curiosity of what the other one is thinking or feeling, and it's just communication is key to everything in life. But I don't know, I got really lucky. We got good communication. Oh my god, my boyfriend's here.
We summon him. Introducing Will
Good, how are you?
Pounder.
You brush your teeth? Nope. Will Pounder, everyone.
Welcome, Will Pounder. Yay.
Oh, Zach.
Did you have a good day on set? All right, high five. See? Now go take a shower.
Oh,
Come back. Brush your teeth.
I wish you were here. Hurry home.
Yeah. Hurry up. Bring
He's so
down my
cute.
empty chair. All right.
Amazing.
But so your initial question was like reality versus
Yeah, like the fantasy
Facade.
that I feel like porn makes people want to believe, like us porn stars, when we're in relationships, is it just like we're having sex all the time, we're filming it, we're going on vacation, like, but what's it really look like when we're not advertising for our
I
companies?
mean, that's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, lots of sex and vacations.
Yeah, it sells, it works.
With my best friend. Like, what? That's amazing.
All right, how much is your life actually like a movie?
Not.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah. Hey, chat, listen, if you're out there wishing that you could be like these studs with a hot babe, guess what? It's no different than Abigail.
I would like to add, here's the fantasy part. I do not walk around the house all day in full glam makeup and lingerie.
What?
I'm sorry, I don't.
I do.
Here's the thing: is like when I met when I first decided to date Will, we went on a camping trip, and I made sure that for 5 days he would see me in the dirt, without running water and no makeup. And if he passed that test, among a few other tests I may have placed, which he passed them all, then we can proceed, because I'm not fucking putting lashes on every day.
In my past of trying to date, I have unfortunately experienced fans that cross boundaries and attempt to split us up. And it actually has worked a few times somehow. I'm good job, chat. Have you guys ever experienced a fan trying to get into and in between your relationship to break you up?
Probably not to the extent that you have described. Mostly, I feel like as a girl, there's always the guys who think that they have a chance, and they know, like, oh, she has a boyfriend, but, if I'm just persistent enough, maybe she'll see that, like, I'm the right one. So, I feel like fans like that are relatively normal, but I think with him, he has some... Your fans are a little more pushy in the sense that they want to hook up with you right now, right away. They're, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know, just based on, yeah. So
I think that, first of all, coming into the industry, I do feel like there is a pressure on women to act single or to seem available for the fans.
Yeah.
I know a lot of girls have told me that when they've been in relationships, oh, I don't share my relationship online because I'll lose fans, which I always thought was like, wait, what do you mean you'd lose fans? Those fans are never going to get with you anyway. But it was kind of a thing. I remember having to set boundaries on set because, to be completely honest, walking on a set, every man is going to see if you're single. If they are a director, if they're male talent, not everyone, most of them will be like, oh, hey, what are you doing later? Do you want to come to my cabin in San Diego sometime? You're like, oh, no, actually, I'm dating someone, but thank you so much. So there is kind of this allure of the single girl, and she's attainable and all that stuff. But as far as fans go, we've never had anyone try to be like, you guys should break up, but there has been a couple of fans that have been overbearing to where maybe they've been a fan of mine for a very long time, or they've sent me gifts, things like that, to where they do feel like they have a sense of ownership over me. And so they're like, oh, well, even if you're with Zach, I know you're going to leave him and you'll eventually be with me, having this false sense of reality, that's going to happen. Even though I've never said anything like that, I've always been very open and honest about my relationship. Everybody knows we've been together for a very, very long time. And I did want to touch on the misconception of being single in the industry. I have friends that still think that if the say that they're in a relationship that they'll lose money, which is absolutely not true. It's actually brought my fan base even closer to now. Whenever I do lives and stuff, everybody's like, where's Zach? What's going on? And every single video that people want to see me and boy girl, they're like, oh, can you please do it with Zach? Because we just see the connection more. The videos are better with him because you can tell you guys are having a great time and just really into each other. So while there has been fans that get a little whiny and upset about it, if you put your fans in their place, they back off, in my opinion. You want to add anything?
No, yeah, I think that's pretty much the gist of it. I'm sure everybody deals with those fans that are a little overbearing sometimes, that feel like, they've been a fan for a long time, or because they've been a member of your OnlyFans or whatever for a long time, or they've been watching you stream or cam for a certain amount of time, that they have some kind of important say. And then they just have to realize that that's not the case. But I don't feel like we've ever dealt with anybody really trying to dive into our relationship.
Mm-hmm. Spread lies or anything.
Yeah.
No, he said that you have a big fat ass and it's just a big problem. That's my biggest issue.
Amazing. He said I have a fat ass. Bless his heart. It's not.
Welcome, Will. Can you hear us? Oh, mute. Oh, there you go.
Dan, what's up?
Hey, good to see you. Welcome to my Smutcast Podcast. From your perspective of yourself, like, do your fans, like, I mean, our fans, they idolize us. You know, they look up and they're like, wow, their lives look so amazing. I want to live like that. Do they ever just, like, get it wrong? Like, the reality is completely different for you? Like, you're actually just a big man troll sitting in your man cave, and it's not all glim and glamour.
Sorry. Tell us about your man cave, Will.
And do you have with your bulldog? Do you have a what is
Go back
the
to this man cave. I would like this man cave.
So much square footage, Will, and you have an entire room that's a studio.
Okay, so my man cave is a storage space for lights, wardrobe, knickknacks, a couch. So that's my man cave.
The reality is he lives in Charlotte's world.
Here's the reality: is he walks around the house naked all day,
Really?
and he occasionally, if not more than occasionally, plays with himself.
Is that true, Will?
I mean, way to throw me on the spot, but yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Well,
We love honesty. We love
I do
honesty here.
relish in the nakedness of my own home.
He's a naked one too. He's always naked. Always.
Yay, Zach!
Yeah. Always.
Can't have those tan lines.
no,
Those
no.
are hers. She's the one with the tan lines.
It's true. It's my thing.
Perfect tan lines.
You got to avoid the farmer's tan. It comes in strong.
For sure.
All right, so why don't we change the question? So, like, you, Will, are dating a female porn star.
Yes.
How is that for you? Expectations versus reality.
Honestly, I didn't have any expectations for a porn star because I initially didn't intend on dating. It's just we ended up becoming best friends, and there was no porn star aspect. Of half the time I forget that you're a porn star. I just want to play some video games, go on a walk, and like shoot the shit and have fun.
And walk out with your schlong out. It's wonderful. That's good. That's good. That's good. Will, you did miss the question. Do fans ever try to break you up with
Why
Charlotte?
would a fan try to do that? They're crazy.
I love it. I love it.
No, never.
The better question is, has anyone in the industry tried to break you up or come in your relationship? Like, oh, you shouldn't date them. You should be with me instead or something.
Ooh, yeah.
But that again falls in on whether you're going to even allow that kind of energy into your space to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
That's so far that no one's going to come in between us, so that it's not like it's really not even a question. So yeah.
That's beautiful.
I wouldn't know if someone tried because it's not even on my radar if they did. And if they were trying, then they failed miserably.
Then I will. Hey, you know, I want to come over and shoot some content later. And you're just like, I like to make porn. That's great. Sure.
What we usually do, we do a girl, and then a boy, and then we got the paperwork, and I like shooting comedies, and it's not like let's just throw up a fucking phone on the side and like shoot some janky shit, you know, like.
We hire a camera guy. And
Yeah.
so if a
Ooh.
girl's like, hey, Will, do you want to shoot content? He's like, yeah, that'd be great. You want to do a girl with Charlotte and then a boy with me with a professionally hired cameraman? And they're like, okay.
Just boom. That's awesome. I feel, in my experience, when I have, you know, sex with people on camera for my work, it's great. It's great. Sometimes it's really good. But it's not anything comparable to personal sex, like when on your own time, you know, like the whole just because it looks good doesn't mean it feels good thing, you know? So I just wanted to ask you guys, like, have you guys learned anything new on set? Have you ever just like, is there is the line blurred at all between like what you do in your personal life versus what you do on set? Kind of a weird question, but
I would say yes, because on set, you know, we're there to just, as they say, bang it out, have a good scene, a good day, make, you know, everyone happy. But I guess when we have our, what I like to call recreational sex, it's a little more lazy, I would say, for sure. Not trying to like do, you know, like all the crazy writing positions and stuff, you know, just
spoon.
Yeah, spoon. I love a nice good lazy spoon. That's my favorite.
All right, porn is for entertainment, it's not for pleasure. Let's be completely real. Yes, sometimes you do get pleasure from porn, 100%. Can you come from doing a scene? 100%. Are you coming every single time? No, and if someone says that, they're fucking lying. Okay. Men, it's a little bit different, of course. You know, you guys have to have an orgasm. Like, it's a requirement for you, which is very intense. Like, I feel like male performers have such a difficult job because they have to orgasm every single scene. Women don't. Let's be real. Sex isn't like about monkey positions, you know? Like, real sex, I don't have to think about opening up my legs. Like, how often are we having sex and like, yeah, like that? No, I slam my legs shut, even cross them as tight as possible so my pussy can be as tight as possible so I can have an orgasm. That's how I orgasm. Just like in lazy doggy, spoon is really, really great. I guess sex at home is about pleasure. It's purely pleasure. It's not about, I don't know, maybe it is more visually for you, and I'll give this over to you, but for me, it's like about feeling good the whole time. It's about like, how long can I like be in the sensation of feeling good? How can I have like a really strong orgasm and it to be such a positive experience is what we've created together. When on set, while it can be very fun and very entertaining, you get like a high adrenaline rush. It's not always pleasure. Sometimes it just is like you get the dopamine of how intense it is, or how crazy it is, or just like, wow, we just put on like a great show. Like, I'm sure some people go on stage and do like a singing performance and they have a crowd of 1 million people and like you get that huge adrenaline boost. Like, I feel like porn is similar to that, where you're like, this camera's on me, everybody's watching me, we're doing this crazy thing, we're sweating and flexing my abs, and it's like, wow, people are going to see this and go, whoa, that's crazy. I do feel like it is performance art.
Yes.
Compared to just pleasure.
Yeah. I think the only variation to that has been what we've been able to do with shooting our own content. We've been able to take a little bit more time with things because we've tried to be conscious with the content and just be conscious with sexuality in general, knowing that what people see from set productions isn't necessarily what they want to see from what we're making. So that's been kind of fun to switch that up a little bit and be able to show a little more intimacy. And then so we've kind of totally switched things. Like when we're doing girl productions and she's shooting with somebody else, we try to usually have a conversation before we do anything with anybody about what they actually like and what they actually enjoy, so that we can go through the situation and just let them actually be themselves. And those have always been the scenes that the fans have enjoyed the most. And what it's really shown us, just from a perspective of learning about how different people are sexually, is that everyone is so different. And some of the answers we've gotten from people are just wildly different. Sitting down to do a threesome with somebody and saying, okay, like, how do you like to have your pussy eaten? What do you like? Do you like to be fingered? Do you like a lot of stimulation on your clit? And we've gotten such a wide variety of answers. That's been really interesting for us to see how, because I think sometimes the studio side of the industry shows everything so repetitively. You would think that everybody just loves to be railed away on all the time, and it's just inaccurate.
Sometimes you do.
But again, like that's a good way to put it. I think that's performance art.
Yeah.
And then being at home and doing things more one-on-one with people has been fun to be able to slow it down and actually get into what they enjoy and what actually brings them pleasure.
Because pleasure isn't always penetration.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you mean? But porn taught me that. What?
Porn
What?
is not education. Porn is not education.
True.
Sex education is education.
Actually, Charlotte Stokely is a certified sex educator, correct?
Indeed, my lady. I got some
Yes.
certificates and everything.
Yes.
I literally drove an hour to school in the morning and an hour home in
Oh,
LA traffic.
oh.
Uphill in the snow and the wind and rain. Both ways.
No snow, no rain.
It's California.
Shh. Make it seem harder.
Right. Like porn. Harder.
Correct. Porn is not proper sex education. I will say now for the viewers that are listening, because everyone here already knows. The dialogue is picked for us, the scenario is picked for us, and I'm going to tell you, when the pizza man comes to and fucks that girl in her ass because she can't pay for pizza, I'm going to tell you, she knew several days prior that this was happening and spent several days prepping, and she knew it was coming. Just going to throw that out there.
She knew she was going to order that
Please
pizza.
do not show up with a pizza and just stick it. Also, porn doesn't really show the application of lubrication. That's a very important hole to lubricate. Please always lubricate. It's really important.
True.
Abigail, with me on this?
We are all with you.
I'm a huge lube advocate.
What are your guys' favorite lubes? That's actually a great question.
Oh, I don't use
Actually,
lube.
Spit.
But like, if I was to take a giant pickle in my
Organic
donut, then I would want to use probably that organic stuff that Abigail
Yeah.
is showing.
Don't panic, it's organic.
Don't panic, it's organic. Where can we get that?
Don't be a hoe. Use
This one's
mine.
from Wet. This has been our favorite.
You can get it
Over
from
the
Jeff
last-
Bezos.
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Okay.
And then if we're doing anal, there's another one that we like. I think it's called Backdoor.
Oh, the jojoba backdoor.
Yeah.
Yeah, something. That's really good.
What is your guys' opinion on performers that are adamant about coconut oil as a lube?
I'm allergic, so
Same.
Question for Kyle, because he loves coconut oil. It's just his thing, though. Like, really, that kind of, he can use pretty much anything, but like for him to like get off, like, you know, for the pop shot, he needs coconut oil is his go-to. I don't mind it, honestly. But I prefer, I mean, if like I'm being penetrated, obviously I would prefer like a real lube.
Mhm.
So, yeah, what do you think?
I mean, I suffer from a terrible disease called WAP. You know, it's really hard. It's so hard being me. My poor body is just hydrated and, you know. I actually use this stuff. I think it's silicone. No, it's water-based. Maybe it's silicone-based. Now I need to look. I don't know. But, you know, I think, yeah, spit. Spit is, like, great unless you don't really like their teeth and you see they got some gingivitis going on or some shit, you know, and then you're like, I'm good. Yes, let's
spit
use a
is not
lube.
my preferred.
Charlotte
Really.
could probably touch on this too, but even if you do have a wet pussy, I'm just going to throw it out there. If you're going for like a lengthy romp session, It is always good to have lube, just because, especially with women that have outer labia, that will dry up and it will actually get forced into your body. It's very uncomfortable. I think lube is a great tool for people with outy pussies. And then with spit, it does have a lot of bacteria in it. So women that are prone to UTIs can actually get a UTI from using like a lot of saliva and stuff too, because of the bacteria in it. So I do think, you know, if you're a sensitive person, lube is always really good choice to find the lube that is good for you.
Hell yeah.
Well, on that note,
On that note, yes.
she has an exceptionally wet pussy. So.
You're like,
We've
I don't know what
never
lube
once-
is.
We've never once used lube in 2 years.
Hey.
Some you get wetter, so not everybody's like that.
Because that, like, the real slippery.
Mm.
It's my favorite. It's just like stringy, like. Yeah.
Yes. Are there any tips and tricks so that women can be like you, Charlotte? Do you have any suggestions, like dietary suggestions for those who wish to have a WAP?
Yeah, I mean, we do. Most often, I would say we do usually start with foreplay before penetration. And I think that is a very important factor. I also like to keep a glass of water next to the bed.
Water. Whoa.
Water. Hydration.
What?
Hydration is so important. When you drink water, it creates spit and it creates that. Like, stay hydrated.
I feel like sometimes when I eat like really healthy vegan food, like the vagina qualities like turn into superpowers. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that. Like if you eat a lot of meat, like it changes things a little bit.
I don't eat a lot of meat.
Oh,
I think that depends on your blood type.
really?
Like, going into diets, I know before I switched to a blood type diet, I was like a one pop and done. And since I've been incredibly healthy on my diet and nutrition, I can chain pop over and over and over again without any questions about it.
Ooh.
True story.
So I'd definitely say diet has a lot to do with it.
Blood type diet. What exactly is that?
I feel like foreplay is the answer to everything.
Foreplay too, yeah. So basically, just to summarize a blood type diet, just so we don't get sidetracked, is each blood type has different tetradites in their digestive tract that are better at breaking down some foods than others. O blood types are really good with red meats, horrible with grains. A blood types are really good with grains and horrible with red meats.
Oh.
For example, I'm an O blood type, and she is not. If I eat a steak, it gets digested quickly. She eats a steak, she's going to get bloated. If I eat pasta, I'm going to get bloated.
Thank you, Will. Thank you very much for that.
That's
I'm
really
muting him
interesting. As I'm type O, and I actually cut down a lot of my carb take, and I feel like it's improved my skin as well. Interesting. Something to learn and look further into, I suppose. All right. So these were fun topics. I'm now going to get super depressing. All right, guys. For those of you who are up to date with credit card companies and like the constant crusade against sex work, we have a new opponent. A new enemy has entered the ring. Not new. I don't know how long they've been an organization, but I don't even want to like say their name to give them a platform. I'm like, ugh. So there's these people called Exodus Cry, and their whole initiative is to abolish and make it difficult for us to create porn and to make sex workers' lives so much harder. And it's all under the mask of protecting like sex trafficking victims, but they actually have no resolution for the people that they arrest or get, you know, they do like these stings and stuff, right? How I believe I asked this question last podcast. Hime might remember, but how has the lack of the credit card companies affected your income? And are there any solutions that you have to offer to sex workers who might be listening in right now to essentially outrun this incoming avalanche? I'm not good at asking questions. I make no sense. I'm like listening to myself. I'm like, what?
Well, I answered last time, so I kind of want someone else to give. I feel like they would give a better answer than me.
I think for us, luckily, Luckily, OnlyFans has always been able to keep their credit card processing, so we've been okay there. We did take a little bit of a hit from MindGeek losing the ability to take payments for the Model Hub platform, and then being thrown off of all the creators being thrown off of Pornhub Premium. So we did lose a little bit of revenue there. Luckily for us, that's a small percentage of what we do. And this is a tricky one. It seems like every couple of years we've got a big opponent, whether it's some kind of proposition that's trying to be passed under the guise of HIV awareness or the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, which has never been a friend to the industry. Now it's this. And just like you said, what's interesting is that these people that say that they're doing this to crack down on sex trafficking, they don't ever have an actual resolution. There is nothing that they actually want to accomplish. All they're doing is trying to be obstructionists and get in the way of people doing things. They're playing the role of the abolitionist, and it doesn't work historically. Like, as long as there's been humans, there's been sex workers and the desire for people to explore their sexuality. And what we should be working towards, the real solution to this, is making sex work safer and easier accessible for the people that want to access it in a very safe way. It's not eliminating it. All that does is drives things into the black market, and that's where things get scary. That's where things get dangerous. That's where what they're trying to fight, the sex trafficking, that's where it exists. It's not happening on a porn set. It's not happening on a platform with ID verification and these measures that the industry has been putting in place for a long time. So they rely on people not knowing what they're hearing when they say it, because if you say to any rational adult, well, we want to end human trafficking. Yeah, sure, everybody does. That's absolutely right. But when you listen to what they're actually trying to do, or what you look at what their actions are, you can find pretty quickly they're not doing anything to help with trafficking. This is purely an attack on the adult industry. As far as what people can do, I think being aware of what's going on is important. Some of the changes that MindGeek did have to make to the Pornhub platform, they probably should have made years and years ago. So some of what happened to them, honestly, is their own fault. And it could have happened in a variety of ways. I'm glad they corrected it, but I mean, they're not clean in this whole situation. And as far as what sex workers can do to be prepared, it's honestly looking like the best solution could be crypto. MasterCard and Visa are only as powerful as we let them be. I do think, I haven't directly spoken with anybody at the Free Speech Coalition, but I do know there's a team of attorneys there that are looking at this stuff all the time. And there's been court battles before. I mean, for people who don't know the story of Larry Flint and what happened to him, he went through this situation a long time ago. That's why he ended up in a wheelchair. This has been a battle that's been going on for a long time, and it's probably going to continue for a long time more. But what's important is that, we unite, we educate people know the facts. Now at least we have social media to tell people directly this is what's actually happening, and making it as public as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of why I bring it up, because I know that there's going to be a lot of listeners who don't even know that we're dealing with this. They just think it's all fun and sexy times, as they mindlessly consume titties and ass. If there's anyone listening out there right now who has like some good information about, this topic, feel free to reach out to me, because I think it's not going to go away. I don't think it's going to go away soon. I feel like you behead the monster and then it sprouts 2 more heads, it's just it's a never ending situation.
Yeah, I saw before this, because I was like somewhat familiar with this issue, but haven't really done a deep dive into it. And before this live stream, Evelyn actually sent me an article, and the the rabbit hole goes just very deep, let's say.
It'll ruin your whole day if you spend time on it.
Yeah, I couldn't read all of it, but it was what I did read, it was a lot of information and pretty intense.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, female presenting nipples are highly offensive. Do not show them on social media, guys. You will get deleted. Of course they can do that, but they can't, delete white supremacist groups and the like, and all the hate that's on the internet. The porn community has taken some great steps towards just like being they're including, finally, like acknowledging trans women as women, etc. All that stuff is finally starting to happen. I'm just curious that unfortunately Xander's not here today. I wonder if I could summon him. He was just he did the Brazzers thing, right? Brazzers finally.
Summon.
I gotta make a pentagram in my fucking circle. Hold on, guys.
Once a gamer, always a gamer, huh?
Yeah. I don't know how the categories started in porn. Like, who's the guy that decides all the categories that we get sorted into?
I don't.
Probably had to do with sales, like video sales, when there was physical copies of things in stores.
Yeah, like DVD sales and things.
Yeah, VHS tapes, I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of things, what's happened, and this is coming from a marketing standpoint, is they record searches, and so categories get based off of what people are searching in the bar, in the search bar.
Okay.
So
yeah,
every major company has a list of everything that gets searched and categorize them. Like last year on Pornhub, or it was the year before that, like the number one search outside of anything political on Pornhub was Fortnite. So yeah, so I would reason to assume that categories were initially created based off of a hybrid of what people think and also a hybrid of searches from fans.
Interesting. Okay, chat. It's all up to you now. It's out of our hands. It's up to you. Hopefully the industry will continue to become more progressive and inclusionary. Inclusionary? Is that a word? Am I making up words?
Yep.
I don't know.
Oh God. Oh God.
Inclusive.
I like it because it's inclusive and also visionary, so it's a perfect combination of the two.
I'm a genius. Oh God, now it's the free reign part of the podcast where we can talk about anything we'd like to talk about or promote, or just all that good shit.
Go to charlottestokely.com.
Hell yeah. 1 second, let me just
Are there any questions from the chat?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure we do. Talk about cryptos. Okay, so yeah, a lot of crypto companies are teaming up with porn companies, and that's pretty interesting. Do you guys know anything about all that?
I mean, yeah, the adult industry is $1 billion industry, so yeah, and if Visa is going to continue to be Visa, then we're going to, as porn always has, we're going to pave new ways and find new ways to make transactions.
It is kind of hard because it's not super implemented yet about using crypto. I know that Pornhub was the first, right, to adopt their own cryptocurrency.
Yeah, Pornhub, they partnered with, I think it was Voyager a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And they're still accepting it. It's the one way that you can join right now to join Pornhub Premium. There's not as many sites. I think Just for Fans accepts crypto. Mm-hmm. So I think that's kind of the bridge that needs to be built right now, is a way to actually facilitate those transfers from the fans to the performers. The weird thing about this, what's so crazy in the year 2021 is, you think, like if me as an adult has money in my bank account and I want to purchase something that's legal to purchase, from a legal business in the United States. It's so crazy that we're now having to think about, oh, well, this intermediary, this credit card company is saying, no, we're not going to let you do that. That makes no sense at all. It's like, well, there you are on the other side of the screen. I want to give you my money, but there's not a lot of good ways for that to still happen. So hopefully that happens fast. I mean, there's a lot going on in the crypto space around payments specifically. So hopefully this will accelerate that and we'll have some good options soon.
I think the important thing with this is not to, I mean, it's great that they are making people like the way you pay for sites already and the way you pay for things already in the traditional way. It's great that they're plugging crypto into that, but I don't think that's going to be what brings on the change, because the people who want to do things the traditional way are the people who are going to use traditional money. The people who are going to use crypto you have to find innovative ways. And so I don't know that this has happened in porn yet, but in other things, there's platforms where you can like things as you would on like Facebook or something, but to like it, it just costs like just a fraction of a cent or whatever, just like a tiny amount of your crypto that you keep in your like wallet linked to that site. And so like just they don't even think about paying it. They just like this, they like this, they like this. And it, instead of just being a useless like, it actually monetizes and directs the money literally to what people are most interested in. So like if you find innovative ways to link payment to content, that's going to be more productive, I think, as far as taking innovative currencies.
And unfortunately, the majority of the population doesn't even own crypto.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You better get on it.
And the pool of the people that like subscribe to websites and the people that don't own crypto, there's like a ton of overlap in that Venn diagram.
There's also this thing called a climactic point, and you learn this in statistics. And almost any mainstream item, all the way from your microwave to your refrigerator to your TV to your console, has followed this exact same principle. And basically, the amount of time it takes for 10% of the population to get to that point, the same amount of time it takes for your population to get to the climactic point, is the same amount of time it takes for it to catch on to everybody. So the curve goes like very gradually like this, and then it hits a climactic point, and then it spikes upwards.
Yeah.
I love climaxing.
Well, that's really hard to gauge.
In the adult industry.
But I feel it's not too far off as far as crypto goes.
Yeah.
I've started accepting payment, Bitcoin payment for customs, because they take a smaller fee percentage, and it is an investment.
You can get paid out on a couple of sites in crypto right now as well. You can get paid out on Pornhub and Xvideos.
Oh.
And then really the simplicity of this, like if you look at anybody who's used a cam site anytime in the last 15 years, there's already tokenization. You go to a campsite, you buy the tokens, and then you use the tokens to tip the creators, which is exactly what he was talking about. That's a micro payment, because that token represents a fraction of what $1 is. It's usually like 5 cents or something like that. Mm-hmm. So we already have this use case. People already know how to do it. We already know what it is. Now all you have to do is substitute, tokens on your campsite, whatever, to like a stable coin.
And then in crypto, it's like linked to your browser. Like you just, every web page you go to, you can like it'd be like, oh, I like this web page, I'm gonna like,
and like, okay, boom, here's a token, and that token is worth half a cent or whatever it could be. So we already know how to do this. The technology's already there in our industry. It's just a matter of getting it all to kind of come together. It's kind of the one thing about the adult industry. There is no real no central headquarters. We don't all live in the same place. We don't all go to the office every morning. So, but the proof is there. The proof of work is already there. The use case is already there. People are already familiar with doing it. Now we just have to, someone needs to come up with the magic way to make it all come together.
You guys do an end.
The best part of it all is that fans pay for their porn.
Yeah.
Are you doing NFTs for any of your content? Making it unique?
NFTs. What do you guys think about this? Do you think that will get some traction in the industry?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
it already is.
I've heard of a few people in the industry.
I feel like it already is.
It's already like a full-blown thing. It's just not as mainstream yet to where it's like a...
Yeah, I was looking and kind of thinking about myself, well, why would I buy an NFT, right? And I've seen a lot of people make their own like photos and stuff, NFTs, something like that. I'm like, okay, well, I can do a Google search and see photos. Like some people are using photos that are already on the internet, so why would I buy that? And I was thinking like, okay, what would be an NFT that would actually have value to someone? And it's like going back to an image, you would think, oh, Vogue in the 70s has BTS photos of Naomi Campbell or whoever's big there that I've never seen before. Now I can buy that image and I can own it as an NFT, but I don't know if we're like there with NFTs yet.
There's some really interesting use cases.
Yes.
I don't think the most interesting uses for it are porn related.
Yes.
But there's some really interesting uses. I was reading yesterday about, for example, we're going through the process right now of purchasing a home, and anyone who's done that knows that the escrow process is such a pain in the ass. It's expensive, it's slow, but if you had the title of a property on the blockchain as an NFT, the whole title ownership of the property to infinity, going back to the beginning, is easily traceable. It eliminates the need for the title companies, would save you thousands of dollars in title insurance, property record searches, all this and that. So there's some really interesting use cases for NFTs. It's an exciting technology. I don't think that porn's the most exciting use for it.
This dick's got an NFT, brother. Oh.
I mean, I did see a tennis player NFT'd a piece of her arm. Honestly, I think the NFT thing, I think it has potential, but I also think it's really ridiculous at the same time because there are people selling NFTs of screenshots of Twitters.
Yeah.
So it's really weird, but we also have to remember, like, the next generation coming, they're like, this is so exciting. This is the new thing. And it doesn't, like, they're going to go for it and they're going to buy them. I don't want to say I don't totally understand NFTs in the sense of an image because I'm working with a new company specifically for porn and NFTs. And if anyone wants to get involved, please hit me up directly. Y'all have my cell phone numbers, except for you, Hime, but I'll get you a number.
Oh, great.
But I really liked what you were saying, Zach, about like the title thing. Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
That actually makes more sense.
That's
than
logic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I would pay to know who owned, like, the owner, the you know, like when you take your car in for maintenance or you go to buy a car and Blue Book is like, it's had its oil change every month except for 3 years there was no oil change, and you're like, well, now I know.
Right. Yeah, that's where the practical use for the blockchain and NFTs get really interesting when you think of everyday tasks that you just like, all the information we don't know. Like buying a used car would be a perfect example. If you went to purchase a vehicle and you immediately knew every time the oil was changed, every time the tires were rotated, every mechanical procedure that's been done, it's right there in front of you, and that just continues on, how much safer would you feel purchasing that vehicle?
Yeah.
And I think property. So those are, to me, are the most exciting uses.
Oh my God, I just had an idea. Dating NFTs.
Oh my gosh.
Your whole day.
I did her. She only ate half the dinner. I paid full price.
It's on the blockchain forever.
Yeah.
I guess even if we don't think, like, I see like our opinions, like, well, we're not really sure if it's practical in porn. If people in porn are creating NFTs and they're making money, hell yeah. Fucking make your money, hell yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's
if people buy it, awesome. I can't guarantee they'll ever have any value beyond what someone just paid for it. Rad.
It's like a first edition. If you're somebody that wants to collect a first edition book, maybe in the future you'll want to collect a first edition tweet.
Apparently it sold for $1 million.
Everybody can read the tweet, but you have the first edition tweet.
Well, on the flip side of NFTs, I was reading that a lot of people are speculating that they're driving the price up of NFTs with their own money to make them more expensive.
That's
So
What?
That is my thought process exactly on some of the ridiculous numbers
Well,
that we're
it kind of
seeing.
reminds me just like of fine art. People who buy fine art. It's like some of this stuff goes for millions and millions of dollars, and it's an orange brushstroke or something. You're like,
Yeah.
well, these people are buying this art through a charity company to save money in taxes, so they're pushing the prices of this fine art so astronomically high. So it's just like, I feel like it is a little bit of a game for that top 1% where they're trying to like make these prices so extravagant so they could probably save money themselves. But I don't know.
It's all a possibility.
Also, the NFT non-fungible token, like what the non-fungible?
I don't even know what fungible means, frankly.
It's just a financial term.
Is it about fungus?
I
like
that.
shrooms.
I want that real
I love terms.
Oh. In the
But
future.
I'm still pro NFT for them.
I'm all for like new innovations and stuff, as long as it doesn't completely shaft me in my business in a capitalist society.
Digital real estate is like more exciting.
Yeah, that was an interesting use case. There's I don't know if anyone is familiar with like Decentraland and some of the games that are being developed.
Yeah,
I know there's some games.
do it. I made 4,000.
Hey.
That could be a fun use for NFTs. And I was listening to someone recently who follows gaming companies, and they were talking about digital real estate in games like Fortnite. So if you could buy an NFT that was a billboard at one of the locations in a game, and then everybody that comes by that sees, and it's a billboard for your merch.
Well, that'd be
your
huge.
stream.
Or just at charlottestokely.com as someone was running past some place.
Yeah,
before
they look up and they're like, oh my gosh, boom, there's Charlotte's face, and here's her website. And
That's cheap.
so there's some really fun, unique things that could be beneficial and valuable. Yeah, I think the technology is cool.
You know what this is reminding me of? Have you heard of there's this cartoon called Sword Art Online?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like a
Yeah.
virtual reality.
Yeah.
It's an old one.
Yeah.
It's a virtual reality, but like the more that we're talking about like an online world like Fortnite where you're putting up your ads on that, and it's like we're just one good technological leap away from being full like VR, like throw in like let's go fight some dragons, and
we're going
go
into
see
the
McDonald's signs out there, you know. That's just like
That sounds awesome.
yeah, like Ready Player One. Yeah.
I mean,
Say, for anyone that doesn't know Decentraland that Zach mentioned, so Decentraland is a token where basically VR takes up a lot of space. So right, Decentraland's the VR space rental, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be like a whole
VR,
world
and you
that you
need
can
a
go
lot of
into.
space and storage to run VR. So I think investing in Decentraland is like investing in porn because it's VR storage. I don't know. I'm just telling y'all. I one night it was like late night, and I was just like Decentraland, yes, and I like threw a bunch of money into it, and I was like, yes, and
Well, if you
I feel I did tell you that.
I didn't know about the VR stuff.
So once the
VR
game
storage, I
launches,
think the future's going in VR. So I'm like,
Oh,
all right. Well,
that
let me
reminds
go throw
me.
some money into Decentraland now.
I told you.
when it comes to VR,
Put your money in Ethereum.
I made a lot of money off there.
these two.
We're gonna buy a house.
We are. We're getting a house.
Congratulations.
You don't know this is my baby. She's awesome.
So we went from living together as boyfriend and girlfriend, and now we're like buying a house. So relationships and porn do work. Okay.
Lord, please. I've asked for
And
one.
if anyone here wants to do like a couples date or something, let me know because
Totally.
we would like to hang out with couples, especially
Okay.
sexy ones.
I'm not a couple.
No
She
pressure.
just want to hang out with me.
He's good on the grill.
Mentioning VR. We've all done VR here, right?
So much.
He
Yeah.
won an award for VR. So did he.
I looked at it. Yeah.
Stunt penis.
What is it like being behind that GoPro setup leaning back.
Oh, like performing
Being
for
a-
VR.
You mean completely
Question.
detached from everything that's happening?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I can tell you that in a lot of sets, yeah, I've shot 1 to 2 VR scenes a day, almost
Kind of the king of VR porn.
every day before COVID, and then I just recently turned down VR and POV stuff. Thank you, OnlyFans and self-generated content, because I ain't doing that crap no more. But I can tell you this from being behind the thing, because like you don't see, there isn't like a screen where you can see the other person. I'm looking at serial numbers. I have almost all the serial numbers memorized, and then
This is what he sees.
yeah, literally the back of that. And like sometimes you kind of like look down and see something, and sometimes you can't. Usually in a very uncomfortable position because you got to be arched so they can see. And then it used to be that you could use your hands, and then they didn't like that. And then it was like some companies were like no hands at all, and then some were like, well, you can use hands, but the girl has to like grab your hands or tell you to do that, which is great if you're working with the veteran performer. But if you're not working with the veteran performer, she's just trying to get through the scene just like you're trying to get through the scene, you know, like she's just in her own world trying to get it to happen. It's just like, so then you just sit there and count the holes in like the ceiling tile, or like there's like paint splatter on one, and I was counting them, like all the blotches, and I was like, they're all like in batches of 10 and 15, and I was like, why is this the case? Everywhere I looked, there was a batch of 10 or 15 dots. And
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, his dick is hard as hell, and he's getting. Man, well.
So that is the God honest truth about VR right there for me as the performer on there.
They just need to put a big mirror on the ceiling for you guys to look up into.
Possibly.
See, I'm an innovator, huh?
No, that won't work because it shoots more than 360 degree paint.
Oh yeah, shit, they would see.
Shit, you're right. Okay, so I love talking about the VR technology because what if? Okay, bear with me. What if we got better at it? I feel like there's so much that could be improved with VR, and like,
yes and no.
VR.
Yes, in aspects of like movies, that you can do things with movies, but the problem with any VR set is when the camera changes its axis point, it's distorting to the viewer. So that's why the camera is always in one position, because your head's there and then it moves. If that camera is moving up and down and around in space, it's going to make the viewer really sick. Like the thing about VR and why it's very niche, but also why it's really its unique experience is because the way the brain processes information is your brain receives the input and it puts together what it thinks its version of reality is. Now, if you got your fundamental motor skills of turning your head around and you're seeing something else, those are 2 points of input that make the brain think that is reality. And if you ever get bored, you could look into some interesting studies as to physical reactions to virtual limbs and stuff like that, how the body reacts and perceives it.
really?
Now, in porn, when she says, grab my tits, and you go and grab your tits, to the viewer, if they actually do that, their brain thinks that is real. So now it's a more lifelike experience than just watching porn.
Whoa.
Science, yeah.
And then he's like, whoa, I have arm hair now.
My hands are looking real good these days. Man, my dick is a lot bigger now.
What do you think could be different? What do you want to be different?
Well, I get just so bored in these like single area things, and I'm just like, what if we built like a rig that like if the viewer turned his head more than 3, you know, like over here, there's more to like a 360 instead of like a 180.
Yeah, but then how do they not see the crew and everyone else and all the snacks and stuff in the background?
There is 360. That is a thing.
Yes.
Oh, it is?
They do have 360.
Yeah, I've done 360 stuff with like the
It's
whole.
hard because no one can really be in the room while you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like it'd have to be a closed set, and
It's very difficult to light.
Need a crew.
Yeah.
your audio is a little scuffed there.
One, it's very difficult to light, and two, yeah, it's just gonna be. We've talked about this. Like, I've talked with the VR directors a lot about like ways to make it better and better flowing, and how to do it without having to cut so much. And we've come up with some pretty good ideas, but literally they're looking at a robotics lab to build them. So it's not like, and it's not what you would think where it's like something game changing. It's literally just moving the camera as you would move, so that we don't have to cut, reposition, and then start again, so that you could just kind of flow through the positions. But the downside of that is you're very limited. You need like a warehouse type of a space in order to make that, to accommodate the equipment for that. So you can't just do it in any house. And there's not many companies that are primarily only shooting in studios. Most of them are shooting in Airbnbs and homes. So it kind of limits a lot of the options, and then everything's going to look like the same freaking set. You know, how many times can you redress the same situation?
Change the warehouse a whole bunch, but it just costs a lot of money to set up.
Repaint the wall, no one will notice. Change the LED colors, it'll be fine. No one will notice. I'm very, very curious of like how technology will advance us and make porn more interesting. I mean, obviously,
Any of
like,
you follow Gary Vee? All right, so I think with technology, what he talks about as far as technology, it's making it so that we can connect with people directly, not an ABC relationship. We're just going A to C, like we're just going straight through. That's what technology's helping. OnlyFans has kind of done that. So if I were to hypothesize, I would say it's going to be cutting out the middleman and going straight to the creator, to the consumer.
That's definitely what they want. They definitely want that. Unfortunately, as soon as you put in that custom order, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wait like a few months. Because I like to get like a good crew, like a cameraman and like some, you know, get the whole shebang with the lights and stuff. But yeah, if I could just like shoot it in my mind, if I could film porn with my mind and upload that would be just mwah.
There's your answer. There's the future.
That's the future. I'm waiting for my microchip.
Leap away from that too. Neuralink.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Neuralink. I don't know if you saw the video of the chimpanzee playing video games with its mind the other day, but
I did not.
We're not far
Am I
off.
allowed to place limits on my character? I don't want to wake up tired.
But that's literally kind of what you're talking about, Evelyn. A combination of this is actually what, once Decentraland launches the actual game that they're developing, that's kind of what you're talking about. It's actually going to be all in VR. People will be able to purchase physical, like, plots of land in the game and build whatever they want. And it's happening pretty quickly because there's already a casino that's actually hiring people that will be employees at the casino in Decentraland. So if you think about where this could go, imagine all your favorite spots to visit, whether it be a coffee shop.
Can they have strip clubs?
Food place. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so
I love
yeah. Well, maybe. I mean, it's all decentralized, so there's not technically any rules. But yeah, so imagine we launched a nightclub into Decentraland, and you know, night by night, you could have different people, friends or different performers, whatever, hosting the event that night. DJs, musicians, and you're all there in VR. There'd be ways to exchange, you know, monetary value, tips, and things like that. There's a lot.
Sounds like Black Mirror.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. So this is where NFTs get really interesting, and VR gets really interesting, because those worlds are all slowly combining. And then, like you're talking about, direct to the performer. I mean, that's been the path for decades. You know, for a long time, the intermediary was always the company, because all there was the performers on set. And the only way to access it was the theaters or the video cassette or whatever they could get, the film reel. There was no direct access to the performers. And then with the involvement of social media, that used to be a game with feature dancing, the whole thing. There's the only way you actually got to see in person this person that you watch in the videos. And now as that's come along with the clip sites and the premium social medias, that's the clear direction. What fans obviously want is that one-on-one connection. They want to be able to chat. They want to be able to get to know you. They want to be able to... We talk with a lot of people. It almost seems like the porn itself is sometimes secondary.
Yes.
To what they want over the long period of time. I mean, we saw that since you started in the cam world.
They want the experience.
We saw that kind of early on. People want the experience. They want to hang out. They want to chat. They want to be able to do a video chat one-on-one and just talk for a half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the video game idea is great and it's fun, but it's not number one. The interaction, I think that's always going to maintain superiority.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you guys.
So if there was a way to incorporate something like that in a VR experience where a fan could pay to actually hang out one-on-one in a world, in a VR experience, that could be an interesting use for that technology.
God, imagine the ticket price for that. Fuck. That would be very expensive.
Could be. I don't know. I guess it just depends on the platform or how it's applied.
You'd have to have like a whole schedule thing and be like, listen, if you don't show up exactly at 3:30, you don't get your site. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not. we got other people waiting for the VR day. Wow, that's pretty. I'm excited for like the technological advances that will become available in the future. Hopefully, if we don't get cucked by the credit card companies first.
Yeah.
And pushed off of mainstream sites.
That'll just drive innovation all the harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll just make crypto more mainstream.
True.
If they do end up making porn illegal in any way, shape, or form, it's just like what they did when they did that to alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
People made millions and millions and generational wealth because it was illegal.
The mobs.
It's never going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Make it legal. I mean, we're already paying taxes.
Yeah.
You know, sex workers pay taxes. We pay a lot of taxes. So, what's up?
What's up, government? Get off my back.
Demand's never going to go anywhere. It's always going to be there. So, we can
I think if we stick with age verification on websites and 2257, I see no reason why we can't continue being a very large force in the economy.
Yeah. I mean, 100%. If you were to just erase all of the beautiful women in the world who make beautiful content for people to look at and consume, I feel like all the industries that would be affected would be like nail salons, hair, all the stripper attire stores, like all of a sudden, where the fuck?
Airlines. I mean, how much business does the industry do with some of these airlines?
Oh yeah.
Forth to Vegas, to Florida, hotels,
100%.
Travel.
People that are renting apartments. It affects so many things.
Yeah, lingerie companies, food companies, delivery, short-term rentals for properties that play around in that space. Mm-hmm. It's a lot bigger than just the performers themselves and what people think of as just the porn they consume. It's a big industry.
Very well said.
Very well said.
You guys have Twitch channels, right?
We do not.
No.
Not I.
Charlotte Stokely. Go to the one that has actual videos recorded and saved to the page, not the ones that don't have any activity. Those are fake.
I will pound
hey mods, can we get some links, the socials for my beautiful guest today? Just want to have those prepared. Just spam out. So on Twitch we have a lot of beautiful women streaming in hot tubs, and I'm beginning to think that this is the future. We need to have hot tubs that have built-in VR cameras.
Oh.
I can't spend 5 minutes in a hot tub. We actually have a hot tub and we drained it. It's empty.
Really, this is useless.
Wait, so I can still do it in the hot tub, but just with no water, right?
You could just put a couple cups in there. As long as your
gonna shoot
feet
a
get
pool
wet.
guy scene. That's what we're gonna do.
Excellent.
It's all empty. There's no water. Let's make it wet. We got ideas.
Oh man. It's straight up cam girl shit, dude. Like, it's great. And like, on one hand, I'm like, this is awesome because like I've seen this before on like cam sites. But this is Twitch, and there is a large demographic of children on this website, right? So like, that's where I'm morally conflicted, right?
The channel like 18 plus.
You can.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's do that.
You can, but there's nothing stopping someone from just like lying and.
I was just under the impression that Twitch was pretty strict about stuff that
It
they
is.
allow on their platform.
It is. Like, you can be in a swimsuit if and only if you're around a body of water. Like, you can't just hang out in your swimsuit and stream like that.
Okay.
Apparently, you can't show your bare feet on Twitch.
Abigail, can you please hide those little piggies?
Yeah,
I just tucked.
I'm getting aroused.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize we were being so explicit.
Yeah, no,
I wasn't calling you out, by the way. I didn't even notice.
No.
Oh no. Zach, contain your woman.
Oh my.
I learned a long time ago. That's not the way.
I'm gonna write in my journal about this one.
Yeah, I think
Twitch
there needs
is
to
owned by Amazon, right?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Daddy Bezos, please bless me with 1,000 subscribers,
Wait,
please.
Are men allowed to stream topless?
Yes.
Ah, that's good. Makes sense.
Interesting
Right.
topic of conversation.
Right?
I don't know. I think
So
the
women
last
cannot be
Instagram
in
got taken down because I
bikinis.
showed my own nipple.
Yeah.
As it should.
The only time a female presenting nipple is okay to be seen on a Twitch stream is if you're breastfeeding.
Interesting.
Who literally has time to take care of a newborn and play games? Mom of the year.
Hey, mama gotta make that rent.
There you go. What are those
But
things
for reals,
that you like?
though.
You have the baby right there, and it's like in the cloth.
Sling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my god, just kicking ass. Yeah! Your baby's
Yeah.
like,
Just throw the headset on. The baby doesn't hear anything.
Big Mountain Milkers.
It's good to know there's still hope.
breastfeeding cannot be disallowed. Cannot be disallowed. Yeah, it's like discrimination.
You can still pull the cloth
Okay.
over the face of the baby. Like, you don't have to show the suckling.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You have a baby.
There was a girl, she queefed into her microphone and got banned. That was pretty lit. But you know, male streamers can fart directly into their microphone and it's okay.
Of course.
You know, there's a lot of a lot of inconsistencies.
It's good to know.
Twitch also allows body painting. So you can have your tits out with pasties on and paint everything. And that's okay. It's very interesting. Like the
Man,
little
these rules are
Yeah.
confusing.
I know, my brain hurts.
Yeah, that's what makes social media so difficult. If there was just actually a set of rules that people understood, we don't
That
know
would
how
be
to
same
follow
for
them.
everyone, because they're not the same for everyone.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're making money, platforms will let you do whatever you want anyway. So if you're profitable, they'll be like, "Oh, okay, I didn't see it. I didn't see that."
Well, I mean, unless you're an adult performer, because adult performers make tons of money, and then they're still getting deleted off of social media
But
every
for
single
that
day.
platform.
What?
But for that platform.
For
That's
the
what she's
platform,
saying.
yeah.
How many times have you been removed off of a social media platform because of a photo or a video that was supposedly soliciting sex?
Well, you've
I've never been
shut
deleted
down?
because I
Wow.
follow the terms of service.
Yeah, but you get shadow banned or you get throttled, so your exposure doesn't go anywhere.
I've had my Instagram deleted. Like, I'm on my third one right now, and then I think I just got shadow banned, so it's really hard for me to like gain followers or even to be noticed at this point.
Everyone go follow my girl Hime Marie on Instagram.
I'll follow you for hair tips.
What is that Instagram plug? Let's go. Let's boost that. Thank you, mods. The real Hime Marie.
Real Hime Marie, one word on Instagram.
We're gonna get you back up. We'll get you back up there.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Do my best.
So real.
Be real.
I've only had one picture taken off.
I mean,
that's great.
And
that's low.
I was using like eucalyptus leaves to cover my nipples, but apparently that was just not okay. You can't do that. So I'm like, wow.
Down multiple times a week.
I know.
All the time.
All the time?
I noticed.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's almost daily. And so, but what I do is, because I'm getting, like on my Instagram, I get a lot of swipe ups deleted for like sexual content or adult nudity is what they get taken down for. However, I'm very careful and I know I'm not breaking terms of service. So I always go, you've made a mistake, and I'll explain why they made a mistake. And every single time I've gotten my post put back up. And like, we're so sorry. We have put up your content. We apologize for the inconvenience. This also happens to me on TikTok every single week.
Wow.
Like yesterday I posted a video where one slice of the video was me in a swimsuit, but it was a gold swimsuit, and it wasn't like me being sexual. I was just standing there, and it was like spliced in with a bunch of other videos, and he took it down, and I was like, I think your algorithm picked up that I was nude, but I was really in a swimsuit. Can you please rewatch the video? Took them like 4 hours to review it. Oh my gosh, we're sorry. They said, we're sorry, we put it back up. So each time they do put my content back up, but I get my content taken down constantly.
Except for Snapchat.
Except for Snapchat.
Do you think it's an algorithm, like a computer that's like, oh, that's bad? Or do you think it's a brigade of like people like hate watching and reporting you?
I think TikTok is the algorithm.
Yeah.
I think that Instagram is haters. They're like, whomever, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Snapchat, I literally had Snapchat for years where I had a rant Snapchat where I would wear clothes and I would just talk about my day. So it wasn't sexual at all. I've had 3 or 4 Snapchats taken down.
Yeah, we gave up on Snapchat.
Yeah, we're like, point, like I'm not literally just talking and it gets taken down or deleted.
Wow.
And they block your IP address, so
Oh.
So that's where I'm at. Is I was doing really, really good on TikTok, and like I got to 40,000 followers in my second month on it, and I'm a dude, and I was doing really good, and then just got the ban hammer.
Wow. Do you know what for?
Adult content, but I mean, I even quit putting girls that had lingerie on. Like I wouldn't even, if they had lingerie, I wouldn't even put it on anymore. And then now, like, I created a new TikTok, and I was posting videos, and like you can tell, like the view count's getting throttled, like the exposure rate's complete garbage. So I either got to get a new phone to do the same thing all over again, or but like if you get a new phone, you can't log into the same the same account, so you got to start brand new on everything.
And everyone's already stolen all the other variations of your name.
Meanwhile, there's a fake one of my account that's got like 10,000 followers on there that's used my videos and stuff, but he seems to be doing fine because the ladies he's scamming ends up in my DMs all the time.
I thought you loved me. I bought you a gift.
Well, they use my military they use my military photos and videos and stuff like that, and they con people, and they tell them that I'm in Iraq or Afghanistan, and that I need iTunes gift cards.
Always the iTunes gift cards.
Oh man. Okay. Oh, that's a great topic actually. This will be our final topic because we'll quit at 7. How do you guys deal with scammers?
We hired a company to take accounts and stuff down. We started
working with Ralta a few months ago to help with pirated content and fake social media accounts, and that's been pretty nice. They've done a great job.
They like actually get fake Instagrams down, Twitter's down, and then if they see content, they'll just get like your content that's taken down the internet. So like they're just out there every day, just getting our content taken down one video at a time. So
it's a tricky one because I feel like everyone does such a good job of telling all their followers, like, this is my only account. This is where I am. It's the only place to chat with me. And someone had a theory the other day that I thought was pretty interesting, that if somebody's a fan of yours and they go on your social media and they tell you how beautiful you are every day, how much they love you every day, you're less likely to respond to them. But if I go to your Instagram and say, oh my gosh, Charlotte, I was talking to you on this other account and I sent you all that money, blah, 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 it might actually be more likely to get a response from the person that they're following. So
Don't give them ideas.
yeah, well, I have a feeling that this is actually what a lot of people are doing, that they may not actually be getting scammed, but it jumps out to people more and they see it. And then, of course, they think, I don't want my followers to get scammed. So they reply to them and then they're getting the attention that they wanted originally.
Ah!
See, I think it's a bit of both, because I actually talked to a scammer. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No.
So I had a scammer from Nigeria actually message me, and I ended up talking to him on the phone. And he wanted me to help him scam this girl for $5,000 because she wanted to actually FaceTime me. And obviously he couldn't make that happen. And I don't even know how he pulled it off with like his broken English anyways. But and so I played along to get the number, and I called her up and I basically told her she was an idiot. For, you know, like, I was like, don't be giving people you don't actually know money on the internet, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, the audacity to be like, hey, so I'm trying to scam. Can you help me?
I think the thing to me is
he's
like,
got all my military videos from way back when. They just recycle them, and he's used, I think it's the same guy, but that's the one that's also on TikTok that's got a ton of followers on there.
I mean, is there anything you can do about
it? One of my military
it?
prank videos has like 1 million views on it, but not on my page.
Is there like anything you can do to, you know, get that taken down or redirect that or
get
claim
your
it?
account verified, but they won't verify a sex worker.
Right. Verify sex worker.
One time
They're
I got
real.
scammed.
So people don't get scammed out of their hard-earned money.
Yeah. Hime, you were trying to speak.
Oh, I was just saying, I think the thing about people, or the guys who kind of fall for these catfish, they're the ones that are like so desperate, and like probably they are messaging like us like every day, and then they get a message from this one other account that's like, oh hey, this is my alternate account, you know, I'm trying to message fans here. I think they see the attention, that like all common sense, or that someone's acknowledging them, that all common sense just flies out the window.
They just want to believe it.
They just want to believe that I am actually, you know, this like fake account of me with like 2 followers. It's actually me going out of my way to talk to them, try to make them feel good.
Hey, this is Hime. This is my private account where I just want to hook up.
Yeah, exactly. It's some message, like probably verbatim, just like that.
I'll solve it for everybody right now. Everybody that's in the chat, I'll let you know exactly how you get the attention of the person that you've been following for a long time, your favorite porn star that you've always wanted to chat with.
Oh?
It's really simple.
What?
You go right to their OnlyFans and you subscribe, and you message them, you send them a nice $10, $25 tip, and you say, hey, I'm a huge fan. I'd love to be able to chat with you more. I guarantee you 10 out of 10 times, you're going to get a response.
I will DM you all day on OnlyFans.
It's that simple for everyone. There you go. I've just solved all of your problems. You will never be scammed again.
No, do you want to send some $100 today, Nigeria?
Kyle, did you say you've been scammed?
Or not, I was hacked once. And so people, I don't know what their end game was, but it actually worked out really well for me. Like I said, I verified my Pornhub page and then like never got around to doing anything for it. And so I started getting all these like emails to my account, my email address that it was through but they were in like Russian or something. And so I was like, well, that's odd. So I like called them up and I got it all back, but they didn't know how to take their payouts. So they made me a bunch of money, and then I just like cashed it out. So I don't know if they like didn't think it through, but like that and I couldn't have done it because they were doing it like illegitimately. I think they were using content that I wouldn't have had the rights to and stuff. So like, and I told Pornhub that, but they just took the videos down and stuff. But then all the money was just sitting there. So I was like, okay. That's like, I don't know what their end game was there.
Yeah.
At least you got that bag though.
Not to be a jerk, but that was my scamming story.
Honestly, that's the best way it could have turned out.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good way for it to turn out.
Yeah.
You're very lucky.
Yeah, that was kind of a gimme.
I remember when I first started doing porn, and no one told me that the companies post things for free on like Pornhub, like the previews, like the 10-minute versions. And so I just remember being a little baby porn girl, all I knew was camming, and I was like, yeah, I own all my own content, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was so ignorant. And no one explained to me, like I understood I don't own the rights to these videos, but then I'd go and see, like, these videos being posted by pirates, right? Like, it's like, why do they get to make money off of it, but we can't? Like, like,
all your rights away before
right?
the scene. Yep.
It's like, why can't we be the pirates? I mean, I know it's morally wrong to say that, but like, why can't we pirate our own porn and like make money off of that? Like, if they do, why can't we?
Yeah,
it's another use for crypto. It makes royalties plausible.
I actually do know a cam guy who didn't like pirate like porn that he shot, but like someone had like stolen his webcam shows, and he was able to like download them and then get the page reported, and then he just like sold them back.
Oh wow,
that was pretty clever.
Pirate your own stuff, outplayed the game.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
His own stuff and reported the page after. So
do you think that porn companies will eventually open up to the idea of royalties to performers, like a percentage?
Vuli does it.
Which one?
Vuli.
Yeah,
wow. She doesn't have enough traffic, but Vuli, she was a performer, and she created a content platform where she would pay performers to shoot for her, and she would offer royalties. But honestly, the best way to do that is to sign up for affiliates, and then instead of just retweeting everything the company says about your scene, retweet your own affiliate link, and then every time a fan clicks on it, you make money.
Ooh, I like that. I gotta try that. I should.
And I mean, if you really wanted to, you could make a fake Twitter and just all day just spam porn, but have it be all Evelyn porn, but it's all with your affiliate link.
It's brilliant.
You just gotta have time to do that.
Well, and this is where social media gets you, is because if you create a new Twitter and you just spam porn, you immediately get flagged and shadow banned, and it limits your exposure on things. So when you create a new account, you have to do and have interactions with other people that aren't against any type of TOS out there, and then become legitimized and then do it.
I think that's one of the trickiest things about the adult industry is we have these avenues to generate revenue, but we're kind of shut out of most traditional advertising platforms. We can't just simply go pay for ads on Instagram and promote, like her fleshlight, for example. We can't just go buy Instagram ads and promote it and put it all over. We can't go buy Facebook ads. We can't promote it on Twitter. So we have to use these platforms in a very strategic way to stay within their terms of service and actually be able to stay on the platforms, and then find subtle ways to let people know where things are and hope that they get there one way or another.
They don't make it easy for us.
They really don't.
No.
Well, we make it easy for them by being easy.
I don't know. Sometimes I think I make it really easy for the fans to know where to go, and they still don't know where to go.
You gotta really
Sometimes
spoon feed them.
You really do. Yeah,
Yeah.
spoon
Barney
feed.
style. What we call it in the Marines is we call it Barney style. Is like you can't give a group presentation to the smartest person in the platoon. You got to give the group presentation to the dumbest person in the platoon.
Lowest
I
common
think all my
denominator.
fans are smart and equally beautiful.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hey, Twitch, if you're listening right now, you are beautiful, you are smart, very smart. You know that you won't get scammed. You're not sending iTunes gift cards to people in Nigeria. You're good. You're doing great. Stay positive.
I don't understand the iTunes gift card thing. Like, that's a dead giveaway of that is not a real person. Or if
Thank-
they're can't even speak in a straight sentence. Like, they can't type in a straight sentence. The desperation level is like 1,000.
How stupid do they think that we are? It's like I'll read, like, I'll get a screenshot of a spammer or scammer messaging a fan, and I'm like, yo, was this you? And it's like completely broken English, and I'm like, listen, okay, if you've seen me speak on Twitch, perhaps you can figure it out that, I mean, while I'm not like the smartest genius in the room, I still do, you know, I'm not completely dumb. Like, come on, man. Anyway.
Yeah.
Welp, we're approaching 9 minutes till end, my dear friends. I want to just thank you guys so much for coming. And I know this is like a small little baby podcast, but like it means the whole damn world that you guys could make it tonight and talk about these topics with me.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And we'll spam all of your guys' links. We should include the guys too. They're equally valid people. We should probably promote.
We have a voice too.
Yes.
Almost yeah.
Not just a dick.
You're not just a penis.
Can we spam Zoli's links?
Maybe.
She has Instagram.
Go make me some dinner.
When did you make your own website? I'm curious.
3 days ago.
Oh.
I redid it 3 days ago. The link was broken for like a year. That's why I keep repeating it, is because if you went to it in the last year, you're like, this is BS. And I'm letting you know that now it does something.
It's actually really.
Congratulations, that's a big step.
Wix.com.
My other question is, do you have a payment processor with your website?
No, it is the links to all the sites.
Oh, one of those. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, the next thing I want to start getting into is like learning how to build my own website that accepts payment, or like where I could put my streaming videos or whatever onto.
Taxum is really good for adult billing.
Taxum.
I would go the direction of digital currency for that.
Digital currency. Okay. Okay.
Isn't it? Am I wrong, Abigail? Taxum is adult
I don't
billing,
know.
right?
Yeah, they work with a few. They work with X videos.
Chatterbait
And a
uses
few other-
Paxum.
Yeah. Paxum is very, very adult friendly billing
Okay.
company.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if you're trying to build a website that does payment processing, that's the most difficult part. If you're going to have anything that could be perceived as adult material.
Because I want to be able to sell art and merch and stuff and like all those doodads. And I feel like that's the next step as a performer and like a streamer person thing, whatever the heck this is. Podcaster.
I mean,
Am I
if it's not adult oriented, it'll be a little bit easier. But if you want to be able to sell adult material, it's going to be a little
Mhm.
trickier.
True. Man, why do they gotta make it so dang hard, man? It's so hard. So hard.
Yeah, see, that's the part of the industry that people don't see. It's all the hours spent being our own bookkeepers, doing taxes,
Oh my
payroll,
People knew.
organizing.
to be a porn
Classified
star and just have sex
mileage.
all day. No, honey.
It's not worth that.
I just want to be a dumb slut.
They
I
don't see
just-
us staring
Then you
at the
won't last
wall
long.
at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I feel like the women and men who get the farthest in the sex industry are the ones that are business oriented and they understand, like, you know, it's not just about orgasms and looking hot. It's like you got to make those money moves, and
Life
secure
is
your
hard.
future.
It's even harder when you're stupid.
May we ask how you got into the industry?
I, she knows me so well. I was filming a military TV
He
show,
lost a bet.
and I lost a bet with a porn star on set.
Damn.
It's beautiful.
It's almost 7.
I was doing the quick version.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I love it. I love it. So unfortunately, if you're out there watching and you're hoping that we could tell you how to get into porn, I failed you yet once again. Sorry. I do have one suggestion. You could always try webcamming on your own terms
Yes.
and making your own website on your own terms, and then you don't need a
Place to
studio.
start.
Yes, build your
Sure.
own brand. Work on
Most
branding.
guys will make more money doing
I
that.
mean, male, female, or everything in between. That's what we've told everybody who's ever asked us anywhere, any feature dancing trips or clubs that we've been at, anyone that's asked us. That's exactly what we've told them.
Webcam.
Start webcamming, start creating your own content,
You'll make money.
you know, put your social media, and then see if you actually like it.
Mhm.
Because there's no need to jump into a set.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, you have easy sets, and then you've got some like what the fuck sets, you know. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
It is all the little stuff that people don't talk. Like, all my experience has always been at home, like doing our own stuff. I've only shot for one company one time, and that was it. I did one scene for somebody, and that was my retirement. But it's such a different experience, even being around the industry, actually being in that position on a set. So much different than what people think it's going to be.
He got very angry because it was very unorganized, and it took a long time.
I mean, at home, we know what's going on. We know what we're doing. We can knock out a girl-girl and a three-way scene and have everything done, take some nice photos, and hour and a half to 2 hours, we're done. And
Bam.
around hours 7.5 or 8, when we're still sitting around, and we're like, okay, what's everybody doing? We've been putting the cameras together for 45 minutes, so we know what's happening.
Sometimes you gotta wonder if people just don't want to go home.
Maybe.
All right, chat. Please go follow all of my beautiful guests. This is a good podcast, I must say.
Wonderful.
And once again, we have Abigail Mac with her man Zach, and we got Charlotte Stokely with her man Will Pounder, and then we got Hime Marie with Kyle Mason. Ooh la la. Be sure to look them up online and check out their websites. And if you want extra brownie points from me, you will subscribe to them. Mwahaha. All right, chat. If you guys want to say goodbye, this has been a really good
having
time.
us. Great questions. Good job.
Yes.
Happy to be here.
Great
I love you
hostess.
guys. Thank you. Thank you.